Whoa, this is crazy. LG is killing it with a side-by-side comparison against the Sony A90J. What is up YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing the comparison between the Sony A90J against the LG 2023 C3. Now, if you could do me a favor by hitting that like button and the subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. So, first off the bat, if anyone is curious, the C3 is brighter, without a doubt. So I'm on the home menu right now. So there's the C3, and right here is the Sony A90J, if anyone is curious. So just to make sure that people know. So you probably can't really see this as close, but if you look at the bottom, it's the 55-inch Sony A90J. This is the 2021 version. So this is the one with the, supposed to be the Master Series with the XR processor. And I could just tell you right off the bat, looking at LG 2023, man, it is crazy. If anyone wants to know my settings, so know that I got this on my Custom Pro 1. This one, on the other hand, I'm in filmmaker mode. But looking at this, if anyone is curious, pretty much everything is in default settings. Nothing changed here. Filmmaker mode, colors, and all I can say right now is wow. Yeah, this is crazy. So just to make sure that we have everything that is fair on this one, just want to make sure that everyone knows my settings. Energy saving is off, so everything's off here. So to make it fair on the Sony A90J, go on my settings too. And people want to know the same thing when it comes to energy savings. So right here, so I got the power savings on off. If anyone is wondering, it's off. So I try to make this as fair as possible between both TVs. Yeah, I got the ambient sisters off, so gradation preferred. And so that's one thing that I noticed too that I didn't do on the LG. So think about this. So I got peak luminance that's high. So what if I do the same thing too? Didn't really do anything on this one. So I'm just gonna keep it default off. So gamma is the same. Yep, so just making sure that we're keeping this even. So everything is the same and everything is good to go. So what I'm about to do next is do the comparison. But if anyone is curious, it's a Google TV OS system on every Sony TV. This is LG's. On the right is LG's new WebOS system. And to be honest with you, at first when I did my initial impressions, I didn't like it at first, but now I'm looking at it right now and doing a comparison between both. LG did a good job. I'm like really happy with this. I mean, the apps are pretty good. I do like how they have some of these apps and layouts. It's not too intrusive. But yeah, it looks pretty good to me. So, and there's a Google OS system. They just made some updates as well. But yeah, actually, I put my hats off to Yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like the LG, what LG has done and stuff. It make it clean and simple. Well, Google, I like it as well, but I like Google just a little bit more, just probably just because for me, for simplicity, not simplicity, but just being familiar. But yeah, LG, you did a good job on this and stuff. So I can't say anything bad about this at this moment, but or any negatives about this. But no, this is pretty decent. All right, so what I'm about to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through the comparison. I'm using Dolby Vision Bright, and I'm looking at here. I'm using Cinema Home on here. So Cinema Home, just to make sure that I'm fair. So I got the expression enhancer on here. Peak brightness, I have it at high. So that's what's going on there. But if I switch it to Cinema, which is supposed to be the most accurate mode, to make sure you see auto dynamic contrast, expression enhancer off. So I'm making this fair for everyone. Colors, default, clarity. So I'm keeping everything on default, so I just want to throw that out there. So that's what we have right here for the Sony Dolby Vision Bright. HDR tone map is, of course, it's got to be off. So it's a little bit, not going to go to too much. Peak lumens is high. So looking at both of these, so looking at LG to the right and the Sony A90J, man, yeah, this looks good with both of them. Now, if people are wondering why I'm picking these scenes, is for one, I love this movie. It's a great movie. Anybody should watch this movie. But when it comes to HDR movie content, specifically Spider-Man, it is like you have so many colors to play with. And I'm just looking at when it comes to taxi cab compared to my Sony. And that's what I'm looking at right here. Is just like, man, this look good. Yeah, I from what I'm looking at right now, if anybody is looking for a 2023 TV and who haven't bought an OLED TV, who knows how long, yeah, this might be a good TV to buy. Well, I won't say it might be. It is a good TV to buy if you really like LG. And just looking at both of these TVs, man, once again, I'm doing Dolby Vision Bright. This one I'm doing Cinema. But if I switch it to Cinema on this one, oh yeah, it's night and day. You can see LG is brighter. And like I said, people know I got Sony TVs. You can see right here, the specular highlights on this area right here. It's doing good. Yeah, it's just like even looking at this compared to Sony and LG. Yeah, I'm surprised at LG. And don't get me wrong, it does need to be calibrated. I'm looking at the res and the golds on the taxi and stuff like that. People may really like that, but it looks really good. When you're talking about depth and detail between both TVs, man, I don't know. It's like stuff like this I'm looking at here in this area compared to that. I don't know, man. I'm in shock. I'm in shock myself too, man. Dolby Vision Bright, and this one is Cinema, which is supposed to be more accurate when it comes to shadow detail. And just like everything that I'm looking at, I'm just pleasantly surprised. The only thing that Sony is doing, I mean, both of these TVs are very similar, but I will give my hats off to LG with the shadow detail right here. But With Sony on the other hand, Sony did a good job, especially in this area, because I know it's a little bit more polarization on the LG C3 in this area. So just throwing that out there. But other than that, yeah, they pretty much darn near the same. So yeah, if I switch this, if I do cinema home, if probably the majority of people is probably going to use cinema home on this one. Yeah, this is brighter than the Sony A90J, which I am shocked. Yeah, both of them, I could say both of them right now. And the motion looks good too on LG. Yeah, I'm a little bit lost for words for right now. Yeah. I don't know, this TV might be an underdog for 2023. I'll say this right now. I still think the C3 is a little bit overpriced right now, but yeah, both of these are pretty similar to each other. Looking at LG, yeah, both are pretty identical. Now this Cinema, Dolby Vision Bright. Now if I do Cinema Home, yeah, of course, LG is going to be, the C3 is going to be brighter. If anyone is wondering, I thought this is something that would be great to show. Yeah, I'm getting back to here. I know people are probably going to make some comments about me being a Sony hater. Look, I'm just telling it like it is right now. Me owning the Sony A90J, I think it's a great TV. People who have bought the Sony A90J last year, it's a great TV as well. Or if they bought it on a massive discount this year, it's a great TV. If you don't have these TVs side by side, you want to see the difference. But looking at LG C3 is right up there. It's right up there with Sony. Even one of my favorite go-to movies, Aquaman, the LG C3, when it comes to the HDR impact, is better than the Sony A90J. So on this one, just anyone is curious, I know I said it multiple times, but yeah, LG won on this one. So that's when you do the cinema home, when you do the detail expression. Excuse me, can't talk right now. So when you do cinema home, expression enhancer. Yeah, even something with the heat sink on this one, yeah. But once again, I would say the LG C3 wins on this one. LG C3. Purely on the brightness standpoint. Detail, depth wise, both are very similar to each other. It's close. So polarization I mentioned before goes upper hand on Sony. LG is just, yeah, both of them are good. Alright, so right when I was going to sign off on this video on Spider-Man No Way Home, now I'm back to being shocked at Sony. So I think it depends on the scene. Just hear me out. So at first I was saying the clear winner was LG, but if you look at this, the Sony is brighter on this one. The Sony is brighter on this one. And I'm looking at this, and I mentioned the detail before on the LG. I would even say that the detail is better on the Sony. Oh yeah, Sony detail is better on this one. So let me just make sure. I love this version. Ooh, man. But when you look at this scene, yes, LG is better with the HDR impact.
Yeah, I'm mumbling right now because I'm lost for words. And looking at both TVs right now, LG has done a good job. Yeah, just all in this area right here. Now, don't get me wrong. I will say this: people who own the Sony A90J, the Sony A90J is still a beast. But for 2023, LG is doing its thing. I will say that. And just to make sure that I'm not doing anything crazy, I'm in cinema. Go to Cinema Home. You can see it. So I did Cinema Home on this. Difference. Right here with Electro. Difference. Sony A90J did a good job. But yeah, can't say anything. So yeah, I'm like doing this with a fine tooth comb. Like I'm picking strands of hair. I can't tell you guys or tell everyone which one has more detail. Both of them are good. Now the colors and stuff, it might be a little bit off on the LG a little bit, but it looks good. It looks good. If you didn't have these TVs side by side against each other, I don't think you would notice too much of a difference. But if people are going to ask this question over and over again, the LG C3 is brighter. The LG C3 is brighter. Yeah, I'll repeat this. The LG C3 is brighter. And yeah, this proves, yeah, what they paneled this year, they did a good job. So yeah, I may end it on this one. Let me know in the comments what everyone's thoughts are. If you could do me a favor by hitting that like and that subscribe button, I greatly appreciate it. Just to wrap this up, when I first had my initial impression on this LG C3, I didn't have that HDR impact initially because I'm so used to mini LED, the Sony X95K. But seeing this compared to the Sony A90J, which is the Master Series for 2021 XR processor, LG doing a good job. So just throwing it out there. Yeah, I believe I put it on the same. Let me go back here. Yeah, I think LG did good. So anybody will be happy with this TV. So especially if you're in the market again, a brand new TV, C3 should be on your list. Let me go ahead and drop this in this video, and see you next time.